Hello and welcome to the More Cheese Less Whiskers.com podcast. My name is Dean Jackson, and today we're talking with Troy, who's calling in from Spain, but he's traveling all over the world. Spent a year in Thailand, I believe he said last year, and he's got a lot of really great desire to help people creatively. He's very creative. He's got a lot of experience in design, but he couples that with a knowledge and great aptitude for copy. And so when you can combine marketing and copy and design, you've got the real great trifecta there. And so we started out, you're going to see the evolution here. We started out kind of talking about trying to figure out who he works with or who he would like to work with. And then as we progressed in the conversation, we get more and more clarity. And I think by the end, we had nailed it down to a very specific outcome, a very specific segment of the market that he can approach. And he seemed really excited about it. So I love when we have that kind of outcome. I think this will be a really great conversation if you're in a similar situation where you can do a lot of things, help a lot of people, but are having a hard time figuring or nailing it down to a specific group of people and a specific outcome. So enjoy this episode. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Troy, it's Dean. How are you?
Mr. Dean, doing great. Great to connect, man.
Awesome. I had a little difficulty dialing in there, so thanks for hanging in.
I like that intro music.
Yeah, never going to give you up. Never going to give you up. Just hang in there.
Oh, man. That's wild. It's surreal that we're actually connecting.
Awesome. Well, tell me what's going on. What's the Troy story here?
Totally. The Troy story. So I guess are we live right now?
Yes. This is we got a whole hour to hatch some evil schemes for you.
I like evil schemes. So the Troy story. I'm actually from Winnipeg, Canada originally.
Nice.
As a drywall contractor for 10 plus years, just slanging drywall, finishing interiors, taping, painting, finishing. That was kind of the old grind for many years. I wanted a way out. I actually came across a lot of your work, Joe's work and Eben's work in 2013. So I ended up starting an entrepreneur society in Winnipeg, just local events, which turned me on to a lot of coaching.
Yes.
So background in graphic design as well for many years, from like 12 years old or so, playing old Age of Empires on the computer. 2015, I met my girlfriend actually online in our entrepreneur community, and we ended up going through a road trip through Florida, fell in love, and I booked a one-way ticket to Vancouver in 2016. Yeah, so that was kind of I'm leaving drywall behind and finally going all in. So been coaching full-time for now, since 2015. Still did a lot of branding on the side. And actually this past year, I think you know Jimmy from Agora.
I do, yeah.
So I've been working with Jimmy this past year. He's been mentoring us on copy and all that, and just getting some things a lot tighter. It's been, I guess that's a little bit of my backstory, a little messy all over the place there, but
that's okay. But who are you coaching and what are you helping them do?
So currently, I think it's a bit of a broad spectrum of people. So I have a finance client, I have a dentist, I have a ex-IT guy, a physical therapist as well. A lot of them are just looking for a lot of transition into new income, potentially looking at the business model and really seeing where their gaps are. A lot of them they're kind of enjoying the business that they're building, but they're really trying to ramp it up. And I guess I've discovered recently I've been playing in all sorts of industries to get clear. And I like kind of playing in different spaces because it's fun, it's exciting. I'd say the focus for a lot of people moving forward, and I've hashed out a lot with Jimmy, is getting people to transition from building to a business that they love versus a business that they loathe, because that was kind of the big thing in drywall contracting. didn't like it personally myself and always knew there was much more out there. So yeah, I think it's a broad spectrum currently. It isn't very laser targeted to a specific industry, but a lot of it we focus on like where's their model at, where's their gaps. Some people writing copy, but I'm really realizing like a lot of people need copy. So I think that's going to be a big thing coming into my service offering.
Can you write copy?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I've been working with Jimmy for quite some time, past year here, and really wiring in our copy pretty good. Actually, I use your naked truth formula.
Oh, there we go. I love that. That's a good starter for sure.
Yeah, it's great. I think a lot of people need that. So yeah, it's been a bit of an evolution in the past 3 years. We've been traveling while doing all this. So currently in Spain right now.
Oh, congratulations. That's awesome. That's a good thing about having an online business, right? You can hook into Cloudlandia from wherever you are.
Cloudlandia, I love that.
Yeah, that's the world, right? I mean, you don't need to be on the mainland anymore. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, it's wonderful.
So let's start with you then. What's your dream come true? I mean, what do you want for your business there? Sounds like you got a lot of variety. You're geographically free. So what are you looking to do here? If we start there?
Well, I came to realize that like I actually really quite enjoy copy. The research, the depth of it, it's fun, and to be honest, like it's a skill. Like you can't just pick up copy overnight. And I'm realizing some people that have tried to. I've seen pieces that have been made by clients even after I've ran them through training, and it takes a lot of understanding. So I'm trying to find a nice mix between writing the copy, designing it as well, and potentially working with them through the conversion process. Because I'm finding like at first, I didn't want to run the traffic with them, but then I'm realizing they're up kind of Schitt's Creek without understanding any of their own traffic. So I guess what I'm trying to identify, because even going through your profit activator is like where people are at in a certain line and what they need at a certain time. And your profit activator made me realize that like, I don't really have a system of deliverables, but I also don't think everyone's a cookie cutter either. So it's like, I'm trying to find the balance in between those two.
Yeah. Well, I find that sometimes the best thing that you can look at is that something has to remain fixed, and that it's really difficult to zone in when the range of things that you can help somebody with is broad and varying. And the range of people that you can help is also broad and varying, that it's hard to really explain what that is. Now, you can narrow it down even into categories, like even if you're looking at one of the challenges with being able to help anybody is that it's very difficult to articulate it in a way that seems specific enough for one person who needs it. Right. So when you look at it, that if I'm a real estate agent and I want to grow my business, it makes more sense to seek out someone who has experience and programs and result getting capabilities in that space, right? Compared to somebody who might be able to. Now, I know that as a creative, like you are, like you gravitate to the creative space, so that means that you kind of have probably a great capacity for creating ideas and coming up with ideas and solutions, and you love solving a new challenge kind of thing. but what that sort of ends up doing for you is that you're kind of put in a position where every new client is an original work.
Yes, which can be a bit of a pain in the butt at the same time too.
Right.
Not scalable.
Right. That's exactly it. It's not scalable. There's no leverage in it, in a way. And there's no equity that you're building in it, right?
Totally.
Because not everybody has the same, solutions need, So, but part of it where you can exercise that creativity is by setting up a constraint for yourself that allows you to exercise that creativity within a defined parameter. And so what I mean by that is that you look at the 8 profit activators as a construct is a constraint that is a fixed system that I can bring now lots of variety to it. I can take any business and we overlay the 8 profit activators on top of it. And they're always present, but they're going to manifest differently, right? So if you notice, if we deconstruct what I do on every episode of More Cheese, Less Whiskers, and what we've done for the first few minutes here, is that I start out with having you tell me, who it is that you work with. And so that didn't really give us specific clues, right? Like for Profit Activator 1 is select a single target market. Now, so then we shift over to, well, what would be a dream come true for you, right? What is it that you want to do? And so we can, we can work with that and work backwards to then create a custom opportunity for you, right? So when you look at it, is that important to you, traveling around and having that geographic freedom that you can work from wherever you are?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's really important. Yeah. I mean, we do like doing in-person things, but at the same time, being able to travel is super important.
Right. And flexible schedule. How do you like your days to look, and how much do you have available to work? Right. What would be your ideal schedule?
Yeah, usually, honestly, we just lived in Thailand for the past year. Schedule is usually like 6 till 1 p.m. Take the afternoon off, do some work in the evening, and then kind of repeat it all over again. So I'd say it's like bursts of 4 to 6 hours. Because I find if I have to just stay there for 8 hours, I don't get that much work done anyways. Comparative.
Sure. Yeah. And then what are you doing for those? What do you really like to do? Like, what's your favorite? What's your favorite thing to do?
Well, I like the transformation in coaching. That's why I'm kind of in between both worlds a bit. I love copy because I love to see stuff that performs. Knowing that a piece of words that are put on a paper can actually move someone to action is so exhilarating.
Yeah.
So I think it's a mix between the two, because I was saying to Jimmy, right now we have a solid base of clients. We get some great results with what we're doing, but solid base, right now, of about 6 people full-time on a monthly retainer. But I want to move a lot more towards about 10 on that end, but then picking up say 6 letters per year, decent letters, high performing, working with the client to actually figure out, and more or less not straight from bare bones. Cause I want a bit of more of established businesses in the writing realm. Cause it's that are ready to, turn on traffic and actually, or potentially are already running traffic. That's kind of the idea that I've been looking more towards, because then I can still maintain a solid coaching base, because I still enjoy the interaction of that and the excitement and the new ideas and different things. And obviously then those people can come into the writing realm. But I like the challenge of pursuit of just even changing copy that's performing a bit, but really giving it that supercharge. That's kind of been a bit of my vision, because it's like they're already running traffic. They've already tried it. They can make sales. They can deliver.
Yes.
Because I've noticed, like, I work with the traffic lady in Vancouver as well. And like the biggest problem is once we cure traffic is then they have sales problems.
Right.
And then they'll have customer service problems.
Uh-huh.
It's like, so it's like, I'm realizing it's like they need the full time at the same time too. They need the writing, but they also need the guidance.
Yes. And that's really great. I mean, to have that recognition, because it's true of any business, I mean, that's really what we're saying there. Do you actually enjoy writing? Like, are you
I love
ADD
writing.
or anything? Do you have a difficult time getting yourself to sit down and write, or do you enjoy that? It's come natural.
I'd say it comes pretty natural. Like the way we've built any of our following is like just basically slamming the keyboard on social media for the past 3 to 4 years and video different things. So like I've definitely enjoy writing. Like it's fun and exciting, but I can't say it's like every single day I want to continuously churn out like 10, 15 letters a year. I think it's more like more of a how do I say? More luxury.
Right. I gotcha.
Like, yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah. And are you doing that for clients now? Like, do people pay you for copy right now?
Yeah, I have one finance client right now that's paying me for it. We have another guy that we're writing for right away. Me and Jimmy are looking at doing a couple different things coming up here. He's been chiefing a lot of my work recently.
Nice.
So it's been cool. It's like crazy to see what the difference compared to last year.
Yeah.
We're really woo-woo and like unspecific. And Jimmy's beaten into me to get extremely specific.
Right. So you're getting it from every angle here.
Yeah, it's been cool. It's been like it's enjoyable. I like it a lot, and I like the setup of like, because the design aspect too, that part I'm noticing is a huge lack in the copy space. Like a lot of people write copy, but nobody designs. And I'll take it from Google Doc to full out design funnel. So it's like, I don't know. I think there's something there, and I've been doing it for so damn long.
I had a couple of episodes ago, I had a lady on from Portugal who was
cool.
Yeah, she was she's in marketing, but her husband was a designer who designed bottles for high-end wine and spirits. And I was suggesting to her, that I would always, advocate for any designer to take on this role of articulating the actual return on design. And somebody
that's why I coaching.
Somebody sent me after that episode, somebody sent me a link to a study that McKinsey had just done on design, and they did studied public companies over several years, took a 3-year project to do this, and they articulated the actual quantifiable return on design. And it turns out that design-led companies produce a 32% premium on top of their non-design-led peer group. So companies like theirs that started on the same path, and these ones took a design-led approach, and they do 32% more revenue and return 56% more money to shareholders. So they do more revenue and they're more profitable.
That's phenomenal. That's really interesting.
By taking a design approach. And so there's something there if you can, and especially when you're coupling design with direct response, if you can show that straight up direct response will work, but then when you couple it with design, if you could show a 32% improvement or some measurable improvement, that would go a long way for you, you know?
Yeah, I love that. Because years ago I used to make websites, and then I realized like everyone would come to me for websites and logos, and I realized what they really need is they just need clients. Like it's basically they wanted a website and a logo disguised as I need clients. So I actually convinced a lot of people to not make a website right away, but now I'm realizing like the more higher value and more established individuals with that. Oh man, that's really cool.
And that may be a nice sweet spot for you in a way, you know, that what I would love to see from you is to be able to pick a couple of lanes and really sort of build out your IP in that area, you know, like to build out your protocols, your constructs, your systems that you can overlay on businesses, right? So that now your unique process is what is important more than. And when you create a process, you by definition get to be the world's leading authority on it.
I like that.
Right? Like that's the thing. I talk about my 8 profit activators I'm the world's leading authority on the 8 profit activators. There's nobody who has spent more time applying or thinking about or working within that framework than me.
I really like that quiz, by the way. It really got my brain rocking.
Yeah, and that you can see that as a diagnostic tool, that becomes a very useful thing to fuel a conversation with people.
It's really interesting. I noticed even this year too, like I always could never figure out, like I didn't want to just be a marketer. Jimmy helped me realize that like I focus on positioning because design plus copy plus marketing is positioning. So I created a couple not similar frameworks, but I created a couple frameworks this year. I need to flesh out more that like different stages of position and repositioning and like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Because like even with business modeling too, like when I see campaigns and stuff, like with the way ad costs and stuff are going, like if you don't have a model that's going to support your front end and back end sales, like it's literally like a pipe dream. For a lot of businesses that I've seen. So it's like I think there's so much juice in the fact of just even looking at people's models, but I also need to make a system around that.
And you know, part of it, if you can really design and create total solutions for people, that can go a long way too. You know, like if you think about, I've really been an advocate for and a beneficiary of syndicating. You know, like creating a system that works for a specific result for a specific group, and then building a system for helping them get that result, right? Like, so I do a lot of that in the real estate world. You know, that all the things that I have solved, I know what the big things that real estate agents want. I know they want to get listings. I know they want to multiply their listings. I know they want to get referrals and convert leads and find buyers. So I've, over the last 30 years, been dedicated to providing the systems and the protocols that they can use to do those things. And, you know, there's a lot of leverage in that because now when you're working with one person, you're working on something that is going to benefit thousands of people rather than just doing one-on-one, one-off work. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. That's really cool. I got to look at that and figure out what that actually is,
because you're in the valuable position that you can help a lot of people, and you don't seem like you're married to any one of it yet. So if I can kind of encourage you to maybe guide your selection of picking somebody, a category or a type of person that would be suited for syndication, that would be a big win, whether it's attorneys or financial advisors or, whatever it is, that if you've got a systematic way for them to solve the big problems that they need, especially when they're on a localized basis, like where people are mostly consuming the product or service locally. That's a really cool. Yeah, it's like a franchise mindset,
and I think it's important. I really want to, I guess, move more out of the internet marketing realm as well.
Right.
Like I've created I've created all sorts of ebooks and formulas and different things for I have one right now that I created a funnel with Jimmy. It's your compelling backstory. So it's just a formula on how to tell an actual selling backstory. I mean, I have that, but I think it definitely needs to be a lot more laser down, like you're saying, to local. Because I think business owners that have no clue about internet marketing, there's so much potential in those realms.
Yeah.
So much, but I'm not too sure which category I'm even should just chase after.
Right. Well, I think that, you can't go wrong with if you're designing anything. And again, I don't want to put thoughts in your head, but just to maybe give you a suggestion, if it fits, that it's always going to be a welcome thing to help people get more business. I mean, that's really the thing that.
I lost you there.
Sorry.
I lost you there when you said that. Help people get more, and then it cut.
Oh, you help people get more business is a great, evergreen kind of recession-proof thing. No matter what, people are always going to want to get more business. And picking those things, you can go broad, but narrow at the same time. So you've probably heard me talk about our organizational purpose is that we help entrepreneurs make more money.
I love that. So simple.
Yeah. And that means everything that we do has that sort of end result of that the outcome is going to be more money, because that way you can, that people are, when you're creating money, you can charge proportionately to the value you can create.
That's a big thing I realized with coaching is if you're not bringing people back results, they will not come back.
Right.
So it's this past 2 years has been really focusing on the result realm, and I've noticed that comes back a tenfold.
Yeah. And because you're a result getter, that's really then the thing, So if that's even if you look at that as, you've got a unique set of skills that you're you're naturally design oriented. You've taken to the copywriting. So that marriage between the two is really makes you even more unique. Because there's lots of designers, there's lots of people who can make things look great.
Yeah, but it doesn't do jack.
Right. And if you can take your knowledge of copy and your knowledge of design and meld it into influential design, or persuasive.
That's what I was always looking at the beginning, was making people more authority figures. But then I realized a lot of coaches weren't doing a whole whack of things very well.
Right.
So kind of deterred me from that space, because it was so much flash and bang versus actual results from them.
Right. And doing personal promotion stuff or, ego-based things for them that may make them look good or feel good, that's what they wanted, but they're going to find out that that's not actually going to move the needle on their business,
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. It's funny because even last night I was thinking about this with copy, design, conversion, because it's you got to get it out. somebody has to design it, but then it comes down to the tweaking and testing stage of like which layout works, which checkout page works, which is the best front end offer, which is this, because I like geeking out on the business model side of things as well. Yeah. And it's a lot more longer term. Like it's like I want to work with less people for more cash, obviously, longer term. Because it takes almost everything I've got. Like it takes like a lot of brain power. So I like that. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of thing where if you start thinking like a scientist and start documenting everything you're doing here to come up with some, things that is a, hard won IP that that this combination wins across platforms, or that this works,
That's really cool. I really like that. What's your thoughts in like, because I think there's a lot of people that like have built businesses that are they make some cash, but they really don't like the business. Like they like the thrill of starting it, just like I was in drywall. Like the thrill of starting it, you get going, you kind of get jaded by the industry, you make good cash, but it's like, I'm just noticing there's a lot of people that are like middle 30s, early 40s. They want to transition out, but they're not sure where. That's kind of been an area I've been really curious in, and like just the fact around building a business you love. Because we travel, that's a lot of our pictures on social, different things. I wrote a sales letter basically on it. I'm just curious on your thoughts and insights like around that whole category.
So what would you call the category?
Well, I guess it's almost a transition, but it's like building a business they love, like, but that makes them cash.
Yeah.
Like a great business that's still leveraged, that like, whether it's replacing yourself in the current business or just finding the skills that they're good at so they can transition online. Because I think we're going to see so many people transitioning online in the next 10, 20 years compared to anything we've seen.
Yes.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you. So that, when you've got that, helping people with a startup, like going from nothing to making that transition, what you're working with, where the available pool of compensation for you for that is coming from money that is stored up from them, right? That they don't have the money yet because they need to get their business going. And there's limits on what they can do. Now, if you take, like you mentioned, an existing business that's already going, and you can overlay and create more money, that is where you get the opportunity to have a bigger impact.
So much more.
Right?
I
and
like
it's
that
just
so much
an
more.
awareness. It's just an awareness that you can work with anybody. But if you haven't nailed that down yet, why not work with the people at the highest level you can to be able to make the biggest impact that you can for the highest reward that you can?
Yeah, I like that a lot. Because I think the front end, the build the business you love, is like enjoyable to the point where it can build me a solid income, but not
it's rewarding. But it's only it's got a ceiling. It's only going to be so profitable because people they don't have the money. They're right.
There's thresholds, just it's not there.
Right.
As we were looking at that this year, it's like certain people have a threshold. It expires. It's that's interesting. Man, that's cool. I like that a lot.
Right. But you look at somebody who's already got a substantial 6-figure business that is running, they're making money, but they've hit a plateau or they've hit some, and you can take that to $1 million. That's a bigger opportunity,
I like that because my dream has always been just like coming in, tweaking some stuff, changing a couple things up. They test it, run it. It performs, bingo.
Yes.
And it's like, because I've followed Jay Abraham stuff for the longest time, and I know that's what he did early on in his career. And that's like been a huge inspiration for me that I've been always kind of had gnawing at the back of my mind. But I'm also never sure, like, how the hell do I approach those people too while I'm traveling? Because it's like, it's easier to do in person. But you can run ads to stuff like that. But I feel it's also like there's so much relationship that has to come before that too.
Yeah. And that's, now you start to look. So if I look at it, knowing what you know right now, your experience that you've had, what is it that you are the most confident about your ability to create a result for?
How do I? Okay. It sounds funny, but I can pinpoint gaps quickly of communication with people, like the way they communicate referrals, the way they communicate getting testimonials, the way they communicate their offer.
Yeah.
I think that's been like the biggest thing that's gotten a lot of my coaching clients results. Like, how do you, your words, what are you saying? What's your first interaction like? How do you close that piece? I think that's been honestly like the biggest impact within the coaching space, of like tangible, like I've seen results. A lot of it like comes down to, communication, like finding their verbal communication.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
And so that the way the best way of really getting crystal clear on that is if I ask people, what would you do if you could only get paid when someone gets a result?
I love that.
What's the result that you are so good at getting that you would bet on yourself to get?
I like that, because I think honestly, like even just running, I've been chatting a bit about this with Jimmy sometimes, but running some sort of just sending people split tests. Like, here, you're running traffic, try this out.
Yes.
If it works, let's talk. If it doesn't, let's not. Or we can figure out whatever. But I think that's been something we've been brainstorming on. I guess my question would be, where do I find the people that are running the traffic? Because like, I want to know that they have traffic coming to their site already, that they're potentially making some sales already. And then just a couple tweaks, whether it be one or two words in the headline, a tweak of the offer at the bottom, boom. Good. And then from there, then we can look at like, what their next launch might be, whatever. But I think that's the best approach for that.
Okay. So then, part of it then becomes who are the people who are running traffic
I like that.
on behalf of other people, because that means they're really, if somebody's using an agency, and this is where, you may be a great collaborator or secret weapon for an agency that runs traffic, but doesn't have the marketing support.
So I guess question for you on that, because this is the thing that's kind of stumped me with that, is some agencies are like, no, like, I don't want to see your split tests. Like, we're going to run this stuff and figure it out ourselves. Because they're kind of like, they feel like it's like stealing, if that makes sense. Like, they feel like I'm coming for their people.
But that's a very scarcity. That's a very scarcity mindset, right? That you mentioned in, somebody that you had been working with, that they would realize that they'd get people traffic, and then then they wouldn't be able to convert, right? And that's who you can help, right? So a lot of these agencies, they're probably and maybe not full agencies, but there's a lot of people running traffic, right? That they're not doing the creative, they're doing the execution. And so their frustration is that, well, look, we're doing our job. We're getting you all this traffic. You're just not converting it.
Mm.
That so they probably lose clients that way because they can't afford to keep running traffic since they're not converting. But if they had somebody like you who could come in, create that difference. I mean, either on the client side or with the agency itself. But
I'm curious more on the client side a bit as well, just to create like more of a robust relationship long term. Because I can find the people for traffic for them but like I'm thinking, how do I say this? Just like more in a +% realm where I can collect actual royalties on performance.
Yes, that's what
I think it has to be more client centric.
Yes, of course.
Versus agency. That's really cool though. I really never thought of that. Yeah, that's great. I got a full page notes here.
And so, but that's really a cool thing. But then, where it really becomes amplified then is if you can find somebody who's running traffic on a regional basis or a local basis.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's smart.
That then you can syndicate that solution, right?
I like that too, because it's like I feel there's a lot less scarcity when you're not in the internet marketing realm, more local. Like local places would love to have great copy.
Yes, and it's often cost prohibitive for them, right? Because their pure numbers are, not as big as the bigger companies.
That's really cool. I really like that. I like that a lot.
That's been one of my, staples of my business is figuring out the stuff for local businesses.
That's really freaking cool. I love this.
And then syndicating it. Yeah, because once you solve the solution, that's leverage, that's something.
Yeah, and you can take it to any other, you can duplicate into the next industry and then not even touch their competition because it's a whole different local. Oh, that's cool. I like that.
It's the best way to leverage your skill,
I like that a lot because I think the biggest concern I've had is like long term, how the heck do I leverage everything that I'm building? Like, because I can't coach for the next 20, 30 years full time every day, all day. I mean, it could, but it's energy intensive.
Right.
That's great. I love this.
So that's why, documenting your coaching system, but even more importantly, documenting your protocols, or the IP that goes along with it.
I like that. That's cool. That's great. How do you go about like even pinpointing which are your best performing, I guess, protocols? Just looking at what people got best results with, I guess.
Yeah, I start testing, so we look, I always do everything within, an N of one study where we're just working with one business to try and test something or solve a problem.
Yeah.
I
love that.
And then once it worked, then you've got to see, does it work again?
Is this duplicate? Yeah. That's really cool.
And then if it does, you've got, what I call your scale ready algorithm.
That's smart.
And I have no interest, where my unique ability is in creating the scale ready algorithm. I don't have ability or interest in scaling that, but other people can scale that. So I surround myself with people who can do that scaling.
Oh, I like that. That's cool. That's really smart. This is great. This is really wonderful. I got a lot of different things to wire down, but this is really cool. gives me opens up a lot of clarity in realms that I've been kind of thinking of, but like it's a lot of confirmation on them.
Yeah. Scaling is really just about disciplined execution, you know?
Yeah. Consistent. Yeah.
And that's what, so it's more difficult for a creative person, you know, because it's not your go zone, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But unfortunately, that's where all the money is. All the money is in exploiting and, you know, is really taking advantage and maximizing, optimizing the results that you get from everything that you've figured out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You look at, and that's why choosing the right vehicle. I've really started thinking about like what I kind of do, what my favorite thing, like I love analogies and I think about, in this, I've really thought that a hit song is a scale ready algorithm.
Oh,
that when you think about it, I use Max Martin as an example. Do you know who Max Martin is?
I don't particularly, but
okay. Well, so on the list of people who have written the most number one songs in history,
oh, cool.
That list goes Paul McCartney,
That's cool.
Then John Lennon, and then Max Martin.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
And Max Martin is this 50-year-old Swedish guy who has written basically every song on the radio for the last 20 years.
Oh my gosh, that's phenomenal.
So when I tell you all the way from Ace of Base in 1996 or 7 or whatever, all the way through Britney Spears, every hit song she's had, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Kelly Clarkson, Katy Perry, Pink.
That's amazing. I did not know that.
All these things, right? All these bands, they come to Sweden, or he's got a place in Beverly Hills now too, but he works mostly in Sweden. And he'll work with them to create this song. He writes and produces songs with them, albums. And so when he creates, you know, Katy Perry had, you know, 5 number ones on one album that he, you know, created with her. And that, when he's done creating those songs with her, she now was the scaler of this. You know, she took those songs and she took them all over the world. That machine took over, right? So Max Martin didn't have anything to do with all of that.
He just creates the piece that can.
He creates that, and then while she's out touring, he's in the studio with Christina Aguilera making her next album.
I love that.
And
so they're the scale machines, and he's just creating the things that can scale.
He creates the scale, what I'm calling the scale ready algorithm. You know, he creates the songs, and because he was in a band initially and realized that's not what he wants. He doesn't want to tour around and play the same songs every night for 3 years. That's not exciting to him. He liked writing songs and producing songs. And so once he's got it in the can,
got a big smile on the face.
Right. So that's kind of like the perfect metaphor for what I'm going for, you know, is what I really like is I want to work with artists, entrepreneurs that have the ability to scale the song that I help them write, you know?
Yeah. I love that. Oh, that's juicy, man. I like that. Thank you for telling that. That makes that understanding a lot more graspable.
Right. And that's really the thing. Cool. I think whenever I talk to a creative, you know, even just in having the conversations with you, it sounds like that's you really like the intellectual exercise of figuring things out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's enjoyable because it's like, where's the holes? Where's the gaps? Where do we plug? What do we need to replace? And it's just like, yeah, that excites me.
Yeah.
Just aligning chess pieces almost.
Mm-hmm.
The board's already there, but it's just like, yeah, I like that a lot. That's wonderful. This is great.
So then you got to know, he just happened to choose that he writes pop songs. And so you've got the opportunity to figure out what kind of songs do you want to write, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. I like that a lot. I'm going to drill a lot more down into that.
Yeah. I write real estate songs and business songs, you know, marketing, email songs. That's the kind of things that when I've got these chassis, you know, I mean, when I go through things with my email mastery program, you know, I share all of these frameworks for all of the emails that I write. And it's great to see people take that chassis and then put their own words on it, and it works. You know, that's really
your naked truth sales letter, man.
That's exactly it.
Like it just works.
Yeah, that's cool. That's been a long time since I.
Jimmy sent it over to me, and it's in a great framework that I like. Honestly, think almost every entrepreneur should have sitting as a conversion page. Like it's just so simple. It's not like simple to write, but it's like once you do the research, it just fleshes itself out.
Right, and then you can dress it up with whatever angle or hook that you want to attach to it, you know. But you've got the basics of it, right?
It's really cool, man. I can't believe we're even connecting. I remember hearing about you on a training from Eben years ago, how he'd consult you when he was doing launches and different things.
Right. Yeah, Eben. We go way back.
Disneyland or something, and he'd call you.
Yes.
Oh man, that's so cool. I can't. Yeah, it's wild.
That's funny. So, well, what's your takeaway here? How did all this kind of land? Because we talked about a lot of different things.
Biggest thing is like I was getting a lot clearer. It gave me confirmation on the copy design and conversion path, because like there's a big gap there. Figuring out like, I guess what my scale ready algorithm is for people that can basically take them from point A to Z always in almost whichever industry. I have to choose which space. I think that part's going to be a little difficult yet. I have to kind of narrow down which category I want to play in the most. That I can get people the most results in with the least resistance, and then take it to potentially different categories. I think looking at agencies that are running traffic that are more local agencies, like big media buyers, versus like, you know, a couple guys online running traffic that are like seemingly good at running traffic. I think that's the really big takeaway for me, is because a lot of the big media buyers, to be honest, their copy and lots of the stuff they have is not that good. They just buy a lot of it. They just buy loads. So I think that's a great entry point to start, just even test some stuff. And I think throughout that, I get a lot more clarity on the category as well.
Agreed.
Yeah, I like that a lot. This just gave me a lot of confirmation in the direction too. Like
that's so awesome.
Yeah, no, it's really great. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Well, I enjoyed that. So, you know, let's stay connected, keep posted on what's happening. And I want to see how it all unfolds.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm excited. I think this is going to be great. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And say hi to Jimmy for me.
Absolutely, I will.
Okay, definitely. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Dean. If you ever need any connections, don't hesitate to ask.
Okay, awesome. Thanks.
Amazing. Absolutely. Cool. Take care, man. And thank you again. Really appreciate it.
And there we have it. Another great episode. I love it when they end like that everybody's excited, has a sense of new direction and confidence in the ability to really get to work and think things through. Because I think a lot of light bulbs came on for Troy there. And, I think the best place for you to really start here is to get clear on how your business is shaping up in terms of how the 8 profit activators are affecting your business. And we can do that easily at profitactivatorscore.com, where you can go through the online profit activator scorecard that Troy mentioned, which is very insightful, just kind of going through and finding out where you are. You find yourself in this scorecard. It's not like there's a secret process where, your answers are being, sent through a matrix to create a output of a big report. All the insight is right there on the single page scorecard. And you get the insight just by identifying where you are and where you want to be with each of the 8 profit activators. So it kind of guides your thinking into where the biggest opportunity is. So profitactivatorscore.com, that's where you can get started there. If you want to continue the conversation here, you can go to More Cheese Less Whiskers.com. You can download a copy of the More Cheese Less Whiskers book. And if you'd like to be a guest, just click the Be a Guest link, and that will take you right to the spot where you can tell me all about your business, and then we can get together and hatch some evil schemes for you. So that's it for this week. Have a great week, and I will talk to you next time.